Hello, I wanted to briefly just talk over the primary source essay using the American Stories exhibit through the Smithsonian. It's not too different than what you did before with the Jamestown artifacts, where you looked at the artifacts from Jamestown and you wrote about what you wrote. What you're going to do is you're going to click on that Forming a Nation link through the Smithsonian. There are about 20 or so artifacts that the Smithsonian has put in this collection to, it says, the objects in this first section help tell stories about the formation of the United States from the colonial period to the Revolutionary War and its immediate aftermath. So use these artifacts to tell an American story in the colonial period through the Revolution to just after the Revolution. You could tell the story of women through Pinckney's dress, through, there's a teapot in here that belonged to, let's see, Abigail Robinson's teapot. And then you've got a sampler by Betsy Buckland. So you can pick those three artifacts to tell the story of women in this period. And then you want to supplement the actual artifacts with primary sources. And you're going to find those primary sources in American Yawp. You will use the first 5 chapters of American Yawp. And primarily if you're going to do the Revolution, you're probably going to use chapters 4 and 5. If you're going to use the colonial period, you might use some of the earlier chapters, but look through the contents of American Yawp and you'll find documents that you can match up with these artifacts. I've given you some suggestions in the assignment to help kind of guide your approach, but you can choose any combination of artifacts, any combination of documents. You just want to have 5. So as long as you've got 5 artifacts and sources total, then you're good. So, right, you might have 3 artifacts and 2 documents, or you might have 4 documents and 1 artifact. Whatever combination you have is fine. If you want to have, if you have 2 documents, a little extra, maybe you have, 4 documents and, 2 artifacts, that's fine too, but you need to have 5. You need to center the artifacts and the documents around a common theme. So I gave you some suggestions, right? I just mentioned that you could look at women in this period. You also, if you want to look at colonial propaganda and some of the founding documents, I gave you some suggestions there. The roles that people of color played in the creation of the nation, as well as I think the last option I gave there was the role of religion. But you are not restricted to just those 4 options. You can come up with your own topic on the basis of the artifacts that are at the Smithsonian and on the basis of the documents that you have in the first 5 chapters of American Yawp. If you want some suggestions for some other ideas, you can send me an email. I'm happy to kind of work that out with you. Or if you come up with some documents and you're like, oh, I don't have enough. I only have these 3 artifacts. I'm not sure what 2 documents to use. Send me an email. We'll figure that out together. I'm always happy to help. I think that about does it. You want to have one other thing there. This is a more formal essay than what you've done in other assignments. So you do want to have an introduction. You do want to have a conclusion. Center everything around a common theme and have a thesis statement as well. Again, if you've got any questions, I'm always happy to help out. It is ultimately only 6 to 8 paragraphs. 6 to 8 paragraphs. That's it. So it's not a terribly long essay, but you do want to write it up in an essay form with introduction, conclusion, thesis statement in your introduction. Okay. I think I've hit all the main points. Again, if you got any questions, just send me an email. I'm always happy to help. Take care.